Coming up next, for Indianapolis, first place in the West, something they can take pride in. But at the same time, they've got to defend it. Is next, right after this. Hello and thanks for joining us on Noche La NBA, the NBA's celebration of Latin heritage, both among its players and fans. Joined by Richard Jefferson and Greg Anthony, I'm Kevin Harlan. David Aldridge is with us on the sidelines. And a chance now to take a look at some numbers for him.
And guys, I think the best way to measure his performance these last 10 games is his effective field goal percentage, which has improved. A sign that his game is in much better shape than it was not too long ago.
So the Indianapolis starting five. Pollard is out there with Cobb. Then it's Collier. And it's Buchanan in at the four-man position. And for Chicago, they've got Kemp. He's out there with Carl. Purdue is out there with Garrett. And it's Ramsey in at the shooting guard position. So, Greg, with the season winding down, a lot of what-ifs for the teams. What about players? Do they experience that as well?
You can't help but wonder what could have been if your team struggled, Kevin. Players are just like fans in that regard.
Here's Garrett. Unloads. That one's in, his first shot this game.
Not the shot I expected him to take or make, but hey, look, joke's on me. He hit it.
Three-pointer. And it's Collier missing. Here's Chicago. They faced off right here last time they met, but the home club just couldn't pull out the win.
And turnovers were the story for them when they saw each other last. I mean, just a heartbreaking way to lose the game.
And that's out of bounds. Chicago will retain possession. Clock at 6. Ramsey. It's rebounded by Cobb. Here's Collier against New Orleans, who is really on his game. And he's good on the three ball.
And they don't want to get in a habit of giving him open looks from three. First quarter still, but not who you want to leave open.
And that's out of bounds. Chicago will retain possession. And now, just over a minute played here in the first. Here's Ramsey, and it's thrown down hard with both hands.
Taking matters into his own hands.
Yeah, we didn't expect to see that kind of finish.
A point guard getting up like that? Boy, that is special.
It's the three-point bomb.
Really well done there. Just confident and composed, never in a hurry.
Tipped away. Cobb with the steal. And the dunk by Cobb.
Well, if you don't take care of the ball, fellas, that's what can happen.
Absolutely, Greg. That makes the turnover even more painful.
We know mistakes lead to breaks. That's just textbook right there.
For Chicago, they've gone 2 of 3 here to start out the game. Pass to Garrett. A three ball. Good for the basket. Starting off 1 for 1 with that shot.
Right now, they are humming along. 3 of 4 to start this game.
Cobb passes to Collier. Takes the three. And Indianapolis, another three.
Out to a hot start. 4 makes and 5 shots to begin this ball game.
Here is Purdue. Here's Ramsey. It's rebounded by Cobb.
Just enough resistance to force them as barely. That's one he'll generally make.
Hits it from three-point range. Collier's got 9.
All these threes they're giving up have really been the driving force on this run.
And the first time out of the game called for Chicago.
They're trying to stem the tide here.
On the wrong side of a scoring run here, we might see a lineup change. I'll be pretty curious.
break in the action, so let's take a look at the West and how the teams are stacking up. You look at Indianapolis. What a run they've had this year. In first place and charging seemingly at will toward the postseason. These guys have been outstanding. And, of course, Chicago, quite a few spots down the ladder right now.
Yeah, but checking out Chicago, they have been one of the major surprises in the NBA this season. Unfortunately, for the wrong reasons.
Man, we keep waiting for them to turn it around. And waiting, and waiting. And at this point in time, I'm just going to say it's probably not going to happen.
Indianapolis leading by 7. Here's Buchanan. And Indianapolis another 3.
The defense a step slow, and you can see the results.
Here's Ramsey. That one's off, still out of sync.
No doubt he's struggling right now from the field. Let's see if he can get it going this quarter.
Lets the 3 fly, and Indianapolis another 3.
That's a dozen straight points coming off the triple.
For Chicago, they've gone 3 of 7 from the field since we've gotten underway. Here he goes, and he jams it with authority.
And wait to finish and cut into that lead a little bit.
Yeah, but look at the basket guy still shaking. Here's Cobb, and Indianapolis another 3.
And how about the last 5 made shots have all been threes? The defense is just giving up a barrage.
Here's Garrett, and he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line.
And you know what? You allow a guy to get right to the rim like that, that's your only option.
And some stats here, guys. The scoring breakdown for Indianapolis.
Well, so far, their long-range shooting has been the story, doing damage from deep.
And I've really liked how they've moved the ball tonight. Because of this selfless approach, they are piling up the assists.
They throw good, Garrett. And Garrett drops them both.
No surprise there. He's about as automatic as it gets from the stripe. I hope I didn't jinx him.
Here's Collier, and Indianapolis another 3.
This man is on fire. His team is winning, and it doesn't get better than that.
Here's Garrett. He has 5. There's the killer two-handed slam.
Taking matters into his own hands.
Yeah, we didn't expect to see that kind of finish.
A point guard getting up like that? Boy, that is special.
And this is his second trip to the line tonight. So for Indianapolis, their last game, a win against New Orleans.
Well, it's easy to score when you're facing very little resistance. That's why their offense looks so good in that one.
It just seems like the defense wasn't interested. They got away with one.
And so here is Chicago. Indianapolis knocking down that triple moments ago. Here's Ramsey. And he can't answer back. The three-pointer offline. Indianapolis leading by 15. Here's Collier. And Indianapolis another 3.
I like their focus coming in. Terrific execution so far.
Couldn't come up with a much better start than this. They just have to keep it going.
Here is Purdue. He has yet to score. To the middle. Here's Carl. And it's Garrett in the corner. And again, Chicago, no good. Pass to Collier. The 3. Traps in the tray.
Timeout.
Collier's got 24 points.
Look, they are in front right now because of him. He keeps draining these shots at a ridiculous clip.
Chicago calls timeout. Butler, he's checked in for Indianapolis. Let's go to the 2K leaderboard to see the teams that have been the top offensive squad since the All-Star break.
And as we get to the stretch run of this season, it seems their offense has improved. I mean, they're really getting comfortable with one another, and their production has also increased.
Chicago trails by 21. Here's Garrett. He's coming off a 22-point game again. Here's Carl. They need this. And it's Indianapolis with the rebound.
And not allowing the shooter even an inch of breathing room on that one.
I'm sure they'll think twice about shooting against him next time.
And the basket by Buchanan.
And you can't help but pick their defense apart. They're completely in disarray.
Got a piece of it. Cobb with the steal. For the finish. And the dunk by Cobb.
Their play on both ends has been superb. We'll see if they can maintain the momentum.
They came out and bum rushed them. Huge difference in activity level from both teams tonight.
Here's Garrett. Indianapolis making their last shot. Pass to Ramsey. That one's in. Only his fourth make against 9 total shots.
And the lack of effort to fight over the screen there makes that an easy shot.
Yeah, as soon as these guys feel contact, they are just disappearing like they're not even there. You got to show some fire and keep defending.
For Chicago, they've gone 6 of 14 shooting the ball since the start of the game. And a miss there on the triple. Here's Collier. 26 points for him. From outside the arc, through the net again. He's done that 10 times tonight, and he's only needed 11 shots to get there. Some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, right now you just need a bucket to get some momentum.
Right side, Butler. Indianapolis moving it around. And there's another one for Indianapolis.
And obviously his momentum from the last game has carried over here tonight.
He's just riding the wave of momentum right now, getting to his spots and keeping things simple on the offensive side.
Here's Garrett. 8 points for him. Pass to Ramsey. 6 on the shot clock. Kemp passes to Ramsey. Here's Garrett. And no good. The try spell continuing for him. Here's Buchanan. And Indianapolis another 3.
The defense is in disbelief here. Triple after triple.
Ramsey passes to Purdue. With some arc, it's rebounded by Pollard.
Gotta applaud the defensive effort. It's not easy to stop him getting in the lane like that.
Butler from outside. That one's in. His first shot this game.
They've given up a lot of three-pointers here today.
And so it's Garrett with it. He brings it up for Chicago.
Yeah, I mean, on the road, their defense was just overrun. Couldn't match the intensity of the opponent, and it cost them.
Yeah, if you allow a team to shoot such a high percentage in their own building, you're going to have a big hill to climb.
A moment now to hear from our sideline reporter, Hall of Famer David Aldridge. David.
Kevin, thanks. A move that likely helped the league's parity has been shortening max contract limits. Commissioner Silver says, we used to refer to it as dead money, a star player toward those end years sitting on the bench. We've reduced max contracts to 5 years, and in some cases 6. This way, it moves to more pay for performance. Kevin?
I think, DA, that's a pretty good business decision. It's going to have nice ramifications. Here's Kemp. Indianapolis knocking down that triple moments ago. Cobb with the steal. Fast break. Here comes Indianapolis. The shot's good from Pollard.
This is as good as it gets for a first quarter in terms of shooting the basketball.
They're not having much success at all right now.
Kevin, I would shuffle the lineup if I were there. coach, a little bit just to try to find something that works. Now we get a chance to check out the numbers for Cobb. His last 10 games have been exceptional, averaging about 31 points, 7 assists, and 5 rebounds. And he does so much for this team, but it starts with the way he leads the offense.
And he's willing to take on the scoring load. And look, he is more than capable of delivering.
2 shots. Last on the first.
They throw good. Garrett, Indianapolis making a switch here. Brown's checked in. And that's good as he hits both of his shots. Pass to Cobb for the 3. And Indianapolis another 3.
And off to an incredible start here early from long range.
And Chicago shooting only around 32% so far in this one. The offense looking a bit off kilter. And here's the break. Here's Buchanan.
Oh, my
Wow.
goodness.
Man.
And there's the slam dunk to finish it off.
Well, part of their game plan was to block out the noise and just stay focused.
Oh, yeah, they're doing a terrific job not giving this hostile crowd anything to cheer about.
Here's Garrett. 10 points for him.
2 minutes.
Ellis outside. Knocked away. Fast break. Here comes Indianapolis.
Offensively, defensively, they are in total control.
And guys, to go on a big run, get some breathing space, it has to be a great play on each end.
1:43 left to play in the first quarter. And Valentine now top of the key. And now Cobb pushing it up. No one back to stop him. And the dunk by Cobb.
Well, there you go. One team operating on all cylinders at both ends. Steals, fast break buckets, and the other team in scramble mode.
Here's Garrett. Right now, checking his stats, he's averaging over 23 points a game. Count it.
And you can expect him to make it when the D is trash like that.
Here's Pollard. A three-pointer is right on target. Pollard's got 8.
And those aren't the type of three-point opportunities that you can allow in the NBA.
Ellis outside. Pass to Richards. Here's Garrett from beyond the arc and then some. Garrett's got a pair of threes now in the first quarter for Chicago. Here's Buchanan. He's covered by Armstrong. And Indianapolis another 3.
Talk about putting a team on your back. He has been dominant this quarter, and I don't think they are winning without him.
And another steal for him. And that's his 6th steal of the night.
Imposing his will at the defensive end.
Yeah, that's too good a look to give him from behind the arc.
They've been a little too casual with the ball out there.
Yeah, but you can't force that square peg into the round hole. Oftentimes, you just got to make that first simple pass and get a rhythm from that. And how about the pressure they're able to now start to apply, taking advantage of every miscue?
Here's Garrett. A special move before the shot. 15 points in the game.
And that's a great piece of work to get to the hoop there. Just tore the D to shreds. And this is the game plan for him. He's a big part of their floor spacing.
Yeah, you got to know where he is at all times, especially when he's roaming around the perimeter ready to fire.
And so it's Indianapolis holding an unbelievable lead as the quarter wraps up. They've had active hands and have forced a